Hey, this is Scott Dyer for part 2 of my review of the Cartamundi Cardstackers kit. I wanted to build all the projects simultaneously so I could have them all in the same scene. So I wasn't able to use these cards for every single project, but I did use them for the Empire State Building and also for the card dome, which I built separate from the other ones because I ran out of time when I started and all that stuff. This is the projects from the Cartamundi Cardstackers kit. Put together starting with the beginning builds, moving through into the intermediate builds, and then finally to the expert buildings. I used these cards for a few projects and really got a feel for how they work and how they build. I ran into a few interesting differences from what I'm used to. Not saying that they're bad things, it's just different, and I think it just takes a little bit of me getting used to it because I have prior experience doing something with other cards, and so I just have to make an adjustment to the way that these cards behave. One of the problems that I ran into was that they would sort of warp out of being flat, and which was very frustrating. But I think that I can attribute it to my environment. These are brand new cards, which means that they have some moisture in the paper, in the cardstock. And I am in Southern California, which is very dry. There's not much humidity in the air. And I think that the difference in humidity actually contributed to the cards warping a little bit. I've heard in the past from Brian that he uses humidifiers on some of his projects because when he doesn't have the humidity in the air around his structures, the cards will just sort of pop out of place or warp out of their straight positions, which could be kind of what I'm seeing here. I just haven't experienced it to this degree before. And the reason for that is that my older cards, my stash of Pomor cards, are aged. You know, they're not brand new, which means that probably a lot of that moisture that used to exist in them has kind of evaporated away with time. And so I don't notice it as much with those because they're not newer cards. Wasn't really that big of an issue. It was just different and a little bit frustrating at first. It took a little bit of getting used to, and I think that with time, again, these cards will flatten out and be perfect for card stacking and be very similar to what I'm used to. After building with these cards and using the instruction manual, the one thing that I noticed was that the instruction manual could use a little bit more work. I think that they could have afforded to put a few more pages in and make a little bit more detail. I know that there's a supplement out there, which is Stacking the Deck, which is Brian Berg's book, and that has a lot more detail than these 16 pages of instructions. And for what it is, this is a great overview. But I found myself at times knowing that if I was just coming into card stacking and trying to follow the instructions in this little manual, I would have had a hard time making the leap from what's written on the page to what I actually needed to do. That might be a little bit frustrating for somebody who doesn't know any better yet. All in all, I give the kit a great score, probably 4 out of 5. The only reason I take a star off is because of the instruction manual and the shortcomings there. But I think it's a great idea, and I'm really happy that Cartamundi and Brian decided to do something like this, which will bring card stacking to the masses. I hope it gets some more people into the art, and I really, really want to see young and upcoming card stackers making new and creative things with their kits. So what we all want to see, I'm sure, is the knockdown. So I think I'm going to use these card starters because I feel like they should be a part of the video. So let's open up the card starters. Get these little ninja stars out of here. All right, here we go. I'm really bad at this. Wing it. Yeah, there we go. All right, these ones, no good. Destroying myself. Pyramid. Yeah. This little guy's still standing. Not anymore. All right, how about this? Ready? Here we go. Oh, man. that's the Cardstackers by Cartamundi, and I look forward to seeing what you make with it.